Alright, so here is an older book that we have. It's called The Land of Nod. Oh, sorry about moving the camera here. It's seen better days. It's from copyright 1916. Drawings and verses by Margaret Evans Price. Made in the USA, quote unquote, over here. Sorry, just trying to do some things. So it's got little fairies. And one of the things I think is kind of nice is it shows some of the older printing where it's got the dot matrix kind of thing going on. But it's The Land of Nod. Margaret Evans Price. The Land of Nod. On the magic sod of the Land of Nod are wonderful things they say. And at night, I'm sure, you all have trod its wide and star-strewn way. So, Land of Nod is like a sleepy place. Alright. So, look, the fairy's given some sweets here. The magic sod. For those who sail to the Land of Nod come back in the morning light, and the things they have seen on fairy sod they never remember aright. So sod is like earth, and never remember aright. They're not going to remember it. So it's like you don't remember your dreams. You're not remembering the fairyland you're visiting. It's the Land of Nod. For the fairies throw in their eyes a dust that is called the dust of dreams. And the things they see in this land seem just all mixed with the moon's bright beams. So there's a castle. They're being fed something else over here. If you could see, it all looks like it's solid, but it is, again, it's little dots that it's all drawn in. And it's got her name down here, Margaret Evans Price. Alright, so here's the leprechaun. Ooh. The leprechaun. And two little children that I know well, Virginia dear and Rod, have never quite cleared their eyes of the spell that was cast in the Land of Nod. Ooh, that sounds kind of creepy. For the fairies flew with an elfin crew when the stars were all alight, and the leprechaun in a great big shoe, oh, that's a shoe, sailed with them through the night. You see, it looks like it's like a little Mary Jane. It's got the strap on the toe. He crept to the children's bed, and he tied his sail to the garden rail, and crept to the children's bed, where he called them up with a cheery hail, for the fairies wait, he said. Ooh, it's interesting. Shoe. He led them out with a muffled shout to the waiting fairy craft, and he hoisted the silken sails so stout as he seated them fore and aft, so the front and the back. He handled the ropes of his sailing shoe and held the rudder straight, and his loud foghorn he often blew, for they sailed at a fearful rate. So I guess like a train, he's going, watch out, guys, watch out. And they heard all around the tinkling sound of fairy tambourines, ching, ching, ching. And they stopped at the famous mumbly mound where the tumbly tower leans. Ooh, I've not heard of that, but that sounds interesting. I like the design of the fruit and the leaves, the frame. really quite interesting. See the little fairy up there. Alright. And the fairies spread a carpet red and a tablecloth of gold, and the dishes light were roses white. From a fairy garden old. Ooh, the fairy's just a little person, isn't it? So tiny. And there's roses and gold. Included all the things in there. I don't see a red carpet, but I'll assume it's there somewhere. Alright. I feel like this was practically the board book of the day, because this is pretty thick paper. Alright. I guess this must be the Tumbly Tower. The Mumbly Mound and the Starlit Way. And they saw little Hansel and Gretel fair, and little Red Riding Hood, and father and mother and baby bear, from the deep enchanted wood. Every story child you've wished to see from the storybooks came there, and the fruits and sweets were said to be most delicious and most rare. Ooh, I like the little star. That's fun. Look, a little, almost like a Star of David. Choop, Tumbly Tower. The land of Nod. And the leprechaun went gliding round, because remember that little mark means that you skipped a letter, with the heavy silver trays, while a singing sound from the mumbly mound floated down the starlit ways. Let's see, the child's holding a candle. Interesting. Little thumb or finger up there, thinking. Alright. Then they cleared away and danced till day, when a rosy light did creep, and the story children ran away in the silent woods to sleep. I guess the story children get to sleep in the woods. No house or castle for them, gee. Alrighty. Here's a child on his toadstool, giant mushroom, with one of those white roses. And the flying shoe hoisted sail once more. This means the sail went back up. Still the land of Nod here. For Virginia dear and Rod. And it carried them back to their very door from the far-off land of Nod. But the leprechaun rushed back to his last, for he makes the fairy shoes, and he plied his owl and his needle fast, for he had no time to lose. The owl, I believe, is like it was a tool, is what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head what exactly it is. And let's see here. But at night, they say, when the work of the day by the leprechaun is done, he leaves his last and sails so fast to the land of Nod for fun. It looks like somebody wrote a note in here. So that is not child story oriented. It's not inappropriate, but it's not anything to do with the story. Somebody just used this as a notepad. Interesting. But the land of Nod, Sketcher quality, or Sketcher. That's who it looks like it was published from. Made in the USA. I like the little fairy folk with the violin and the flute there, or the clarinet, some sort of woodwind, I guess. But the land of Nod. Well, I hope you enjoyed this classic little tale, and you have a great day. Give a like if you like the older books. Thank you.